Alright, watch friends, you probably heard the news by now. There is a new Omega Speedmaster available, a new moon watch to be exact. But in typical Omega fashion, they did not release a single model, but a variety of it. So if you're interested in buying one and wondering which version is the best for you to get, let me lend a hand. So we dive right in. We are on the Omega homepage here. We go to the new moon watch and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There it is. What a beauty, right? But that's not the only one. Let's go straight to the catalog and you see already 12 options. 12 options to choose from. Well, let me explain what's the difference and which one I think you should get. So, right off the bat, we can take out these 4 down here. These are the old models. The old models of the Moonwatch. Now, I find it quite interesting that Omega is keeping them on the webpage. I mean, they stopped production. They're only producing the new model by now, but the fact that they still have them on the website tells me that there are a lot of dealers out there that are still in possession of these older models. Otherwise, they wouldn't advertise them here, I think. So if you still want to get one of these, which can make sense in terms of price, they are about 15%, depending on your location. That can vary from 12 up to over 20% cheaper than the new models. So if you're interested in that, I think with a few phone calls, you still should be able to source these right at the AD, the authorized dealers, without any problems, at least for the next few weeks. But for now, we're going to forget about these here. We are only going to talk about the new models. So let's select new caliber, 3861. And now we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different options. Now you got to be aware that these are actually 4 different watches. So these 2 are the same here, just here you got the bracelet, here we got the strap. These 2 are the same, bracelet, strap. These 2 are the same obviously, and these 2 are the same. So in order to come to a conclusion about which model to buy, first we gotta ask ourselves if we want a stainless steel model that you can see on the top row here, or we want a precious metal model, which can be found in the bottom row. We got the rose gold here, bracelet strap, and the white gold here, bracelet and strap. Now these are fantastic looking watches, especially the rose gold. I really like the combination of the gold and the dial color. And let me tell you something about this gold. This rose gold, 18 karat, is what Omega calls the Sedna gold. And recently I was at an AD and I looked at a solid gold watch with the Sedna gold and the color is amazing. However, as you know, precious metal watches, they come with a really hefty price tag. So let's reveal the price. We're looking at 35,000 Swiss francs here. That is Swiss francs, we're in Switzerland. If you want to convert to US dollars, you deduct 10%, then you get the correct conversion rate. But I think the Speedmaster models in the US are priced a little bit lower than in Switzerland, even after conversion. So deduct 15% from these prices here, and you get the US dollar price in the US. So 35,000. You probably think, well, it's solid gold. That's just the price you gotta pay. They are ridiculously overpriced. Yes, I agree with that, but let me show you something. Let's go to competition here. Rolex. Armbanduhren, German for wristwatches. Let's take a look at the, where is it? At the Daytona. Another chronograph, just as the Moonwatch. All right, we want to select the gold version. Here we got yellow gold, here we got rose gold. All right. Solid rose gold Daytona, 37,500. Moonwatch, solid rose gold, 34,700. That's about 2,500 more for the Daytona. Why would you get the Speedmaster again? Now, I'm not saying the Daytona is a superior watch, but in my opinion, for the occasions you're wearing a gold watch, you want it to pop. You're looking for some shine, you're looking for exclusivity. You don't want it to be understated. And what is the, how should I call it, better statement of luxury? Is it a Speedmaster or Daytona? I mean, that's an easy answer. And in terms of availability, you can get the Daytona in solid gold. Not today, you might wait 2, 3, maybe 4 months, but you'll get it at retail. Now to drive my point home, let's look at the yellow gold version if that's maybe more your thing. We're looking at 34,900 for the Daytona and 34,700 for the Speedmaster. So basically the same price. Now again, I'm not saying the Daytona is the better watch. But if you're wearing a gold watch, or shall I say when you're wearing a gold watch, a solid gold watch, you probably want to make a statement. And it's hard to make a statement with a moon watch. It's easy to make a statement with a Daytona. So I really don't see a market for this watch. Not a big one at least. Okay, that's the rose gold version. So let's look at the white gold for a second. Looks fantastic as well. But now it's getting crazy. Look at that. Look at that, 45,000 white gold. Rolex, Daytona, 39,400. It's cheaper. Oh, sorry, that's with the diamonds on the dial. Let's remove those diamonds. You don't want these. There you go, 37,500. 45,000. I mean, come on, Omega, come on. Who's gonna buy that watch? I really don't know. I don't know. All right. So in my opinion, if you want a gold chronograph, you're probably going to go with the Daytona. And now with the moon watch. You could get the version on the strap, which is only 24,600. But then again, Rolex is offering something similar. They don't have the leather strap, but they do have the Oyster Flex rubber bracelet, which looks fantastic. I think with the yellow gold, 27,100 versus 24,600. Basically the same price. This is a bit more understated, I think, compared to the solid gold. So in order to stay consistent with my point of you're wearing solid gold, you want to make a statement. If you're wearing a gold case with a leather strap, you probably want to make less of a statement. So it can make sense to go with a Speedmaster. And I really like how it looks. I mean, it's a gorgeous watch. 24,000 is a lot, but it's still 10,000 less than the version with the gold bracelet. So if you cannot live without a Speedmaster in gold, I would get this version. White gold, forget about it. I don't know how they came up with these prices for the white gold version. It's just beyond belief. 30,000, all right? That's more than the Rolex on the Oyster Flex. So, in my opinion, we can probably forget about the gold and now talk about the steel watches. So, let's select steel here for the case. And there you go. Now you got 4 options. Well, basically 2. These 2 watches are the same, bracelet strap. These 2 watches are the same, bracelet strap. Now, what's the difference? The main difference is the material of the glass. Here we got a Hesselite crystal, and here we got a sapphire crystal. Moreover, on this version we got a stainless steel solid case back. Here we got a see-through case back. They both have the exact same caliber. There is a little bit of difference in the design of the bracelet and a little bit of difference in the design of the dial. So let me show you in detail where the difference lies. Let's start with the Hesselite version. By the way, this version, the Hesselite version, comes closer to the original design of the first moon watch. This is why they are still offering it with the Hesselite crystal, while you really don't see that anymore on any other brands or any other models from Omega as well. Now the Sapphire version is called the Sapphire Sandwich because it has sapphire on the front and on the case back. Well, maybe we should start with this one. So, sapphire on the front, and as I said, sapphire on the case back. Movements are the same in both versions, but here you can see it. On the Hasselite version you can't. Let me show you that real quick. Alright, solid case back here. Now on the front, you can also see a difference in the glass. The Hasselite is curved here at the edges. Alright, it gives it a little bit more of a vintage look. Moreover, the minute's hand and the second's hand is domed, or should I say curved down at this outer part. The Sapphire version is more or less flat, and you got the straight hands. Now when it comes to the dial itself, the Sapphire version has in the new version, an applied Omega logo. Well, just the logo here. Omega Speedmaster Professional still printed. The small logo here applied. I think it's stainless steel. On the Hasselite version, it's still painted. Everything. Also the logo. That's about it when it comes to the dial. Other than that, same dial. Now, when it comes to the bracelet, you can see these intermediate links here are high polished in the Sapphire Sandwich. The Hasselite version comes with unpolished intermediate links, which in my opinion, from a design standpoint, kind of defeats the purpose of these intermediate links, doesn't it? I mean, they're not moving independently from the outer links. It's just like a little cap attached to the outer link. So if you don't give it another surface treatment, if you don't polish it, why wouldn't you make that whole thing solid? Wouldn't that look even better? So I really prefer the polished intermediate links on the Sapphire Sandwich version. So basically, when you choose between these two versions, you can either go with the Hasselite, which is more true to the original design. If you're more into the history of the Speedmaster, of the moon watch, being the first watch to be worn on the moon, being on various missions in space. If you're more into that kind of thing, the Hasselite version makes sense. If you're more into the design aspect of it, I think the Sapphire Sandwich looks way better, especially because of the polished intermediate links and the see-through caseback. Now, if you're undecided between the two, I can help you make that decision by showing you the prices. If you're undecided, you're going to go with the Hasselite version. By the way, I have not mentioned it yet. Hasselite is a less hard material than sapphire. So the glass on this version is more likely to scratch. On the other hand, it is less likely to burst when you drop it, for example. Makes sense. The harder a material is, the more brittle it gets. So the sapphire will never scratch, but if you drop it and it hits the floor at a certain angle, the glass will shatter. But anyway, we were talking about the price. All right. In Swiss franc, 6,250 for the Hasselite version, the version that is closer to the original, the first moon watch. And for the Sapphire Sandwich, you're gonna pay 7,100 Swiss francs. Again, deduct about 15% max, and you should be at the price in US dollars in the States. So, to make a conclusion here, if you just want the moon watch because you're fascinated by space travel and the whole history behind it, get the Hasselite version. It is more close to the original and it is cheaper. If you really enjoy watchmaking, if you like to admire the movement as well, if you enjoy the fresher design, then pay the premium and get a Sapphire Sandwich. Now let's say you choose the Sapphire Sandwich. Let's see if it makes sense to get it on the leather strap. By the way, the Hasselite, the second version, comes with a nylon strap, while the Sapphire Sandwich comes on a leather strap. Now, for me personally, that doesn't really make sense to get it on the leather strap. I mean, it looks fantastic, and it is cheaper. $6,800, but that's a $300 difference. Now, if you change your mind afterwards, you will not find the steel bracelet for $300. It's gonna set you back much more. It's gonna be more expensive than this. So just get the bracelet and buy a second strap. It will be much easier to buy the strap later on than to get your hands on a bracelet. I do not think, I'm not sure about this, but I don't think they even sell it to you at the Omega store. I think you can get it if you send the watch in for a service, but I don't think they sell them separately. The straps, on the other hand, pretty sure you can get at the Omega store. If not, there's a million retailers out there that are selling very nice straps. So there you go, these are your options. Me personally, I would go with the Sapphire sandwich in steel. However, as I mentioned in another video already, I find the price increase from the old to the new model a bit steep. I wouldn't feel comfortable paying over 7,000 francs for this watch. So I'm still considering getting an Omega this year, but it's probably gonna be a Aquaterra, which I really enjoy, especially for the summer. Let's look at the stainless steel version with the green dial. Fantastic, fun watch, I think. So if I get an Omega this year, it's gonna be this one. 5,700, way better price. I feel comfortable with that number. Alright, I hope this video was useful to you. If yes, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Have a good one.